how are you?
I'm good, thank you, Michelle. How are you?
Welcome to the podcast. I'm great,
Thank you. I'm very excited. It's my first podcast.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Oh, welcome. It's only my second one, so we're all going to be seasoned professionals by the end of this.
We will be.
Yes. Would you like to start by just telling everyone about who you are and how you, and obviously, you know, your family background and your family's importance in Casa Mia Living?
Yep, sure. Look, my name's Renee Straguszi. It's my family's cane farm that we will be building Casa Mia on. Mm-hmm. It's my family's development that we'll be putting together. My grandparents bought the farm in 1934, and wow. We've had 4 generations farm the land for over 70 years. So, yeah, there's a lot of heritage and yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely. Look, I'm the marketing manager for Casa Mia Living. So obviously I've been on this project for a while and, you know, we've known each other for a little while now as well. So I actually started as a sales agent for Cairns Property Office and we worked together for a few years. So Renee, you're currently still with Cairns Property Office and you're still selling property like crazy. So So obviously, you know, we used to work on the Cutters Rise complex for a little bit as well. But do you want to just go into, you know, just letting everyone know what's going on with Cutters Rise now? So obviously, Cutters Rise is the land in which the cane farm, Renee's family's cane farm, is situated. So there is residential sales on that land as well, residential land that is being subdivided, as well as Casa Mia Living, which obviously is our brand new retirement village that is going to be starting construction very soon. So yes, so how is Cutters Rise going in all of that?
So I suppose the cane farm itself is 56 hectares, so it's a large piece of dirt.
So big.
And I think we've discussed this in the last podcast. Casa Mia is on 10 acres. Mm-hmm. So with all the balance of the land, we are developing. And not only are we selling lots of land, we are also doing things like a medical precinct and childcare centre. And obviously we have the Gornvale police station. So we have lots of infrastructure going on, which really makes us stand out to all the other developments here in Cairns. Along the same lines of Casa Mia, it's all about lifestyle and quality of life. So we're not about doing a Lego land. We're all about selling large lots where you can have your house, but you can have a boat, a shed, a pool, and you're not feeling like you're living in suburbia. So I grew up on the farm, and I think that's what we were trying to encapsulate was that type of lifestyle that we had all those years ago. So our kids and, you know, grandkids could experience a lifestyle that has been, I suppose, not as important as it is now.
The family home that you grew up in, I actually drive past it almost every day when I go out to the land, because sometimes I do go out and I also show prospective residents as well. So we actually drive out there together and we have a look at where Casa Mia is going to be. So we drove past your house, and that's where the medical precinct is going to be now, isn't it?
Correct. Yep. It's on the corner where the roundabout is, and that'll be the main entrance to the whole development, and how you actually drive into Casa Mia.
And with your family being so heavily involved in this project, how do you feel about this being your legacy, essentially?
Yeah, very humbled. It's very humbling and very proud, and I think that sort of, you know, it makes us work even harder to produce a product and to deliver to the residents of Casa Mia, something that hasn't been done before, not only in Cairns but in far north Queensland. It's all about, obviously, I come from an Italian background, so
just Sicilian, right?
Sicilian, yes. So my upbringing was very lots of music, lots of piano accordion playing, lots of food, lots of family gatherings, and that sort of, you know, and having that kind of environment, I think is really important to being happy and to feeling loved and important. And I think they're values that we're trying to bring into Casa Mia. But it's really.
It is truly a humbling experience, and it is something that is so different. We did talk about this on the last podcast as well, but it's something that is so new with Casa Mia bringing home this idea of family and love and gathering, and like you were saying, it is so much about those family values, and even architecturally it's going to have a lot of those Italian style features as well. That's going to be very prominent throughout the village with a piazza in the middle. It's going to be an incredibly a lively place with a lot of activities going on all the time, where the residents can be as much a part of as they like. So it is really like creating that sort of Italian village recreating
correct.
that.
Yeah.
But you've also told me about your family upbringing as well, when your Nana and Nuna were still with us, and they obviously, purchased the cane farm, but you also told me about your Sunday lunches and
what was that like? I think every Sunday lunch it was like a big party. So we'd all go. We lived up where obviously the medical precinct is going to go, and every Sunday we'd walk down to my nana's house, and you could just smell it as soon as you started walking down the headlands. You could smell the pasta cooking, and you could hear. There's always people. On a Sunday there was always. I was thinking about this last night because I knew we were doing this today, and I was thinking there was always cars at their house because there's always people visiting, and it wasn't. Obviously we had family at the dinner table, but our dinner table was open to everybody, so it was lots of friends as well that they would have, and just the different dynamics. So downstairs you'd have all the Italian men playing card games, and you'd have, playing the piano accordion and laughing and telling old stories. And then upstairs you'd have all the women cooking and enjoying themselves and telling stories as well. So there was just the environment as a young kid and I didn't appreciate it at the time because that was just normal to me. But now I realised how valuable that was to me growing up into my family. So,
Oh, definitely. Now, obviously, you're exceptional and you're an exceptional sales agent, but also as part of the Straguszi name and as part of the Straguszi brand, if you will, your father is also exceptional in the development space. This is certainly not his first foray into development. So what else has he done in terms of development in Cairns and other parts of Australia?
So in the beginning, I think my dad was running the largest Ray White franchise, not only in Queensland but in Australia at the time. And then from there, he branched out to development. So, it's very extensive, the developments they've done. But two of the most iconic developments in Cairns is the Cairns 1 development and the lakes. And I think they're really important to speak about because they were both, it's all about lifestyle and loving where you live, and they're 5-star gated communities where you don't feel like you're living in an apartment complex. My dad was always like, I know with the developments, the smaller, the more money you make, but my dad was like, no, the bigger the apartments are, the better the lifestyle is going to be, the more they're going to enjoy living here.
The more infrastructure there is around.
That was more important to him. So those two developments are really important because they reflect a bit of how Casa Mia will be. So it's definitely not our first rodeo. And my father, and as Paul Kelly, our project manager, always says, is that when my dad does something, he does it well. So I think they've spent 8 years researching this market. So but in regards to developments, there's definitely, my father has definitely done a lot, and especially a lot for Cairns. So, but they're the two main developments that really reflect Casa Mia and how Casa Mia will be.
Yes. He's certainly a well-known name in Gordon Vale,
and
all of Cairns really, but especially in Gordon Vale. Everybody knows exactly who he is, and I have many sit-down conversations with a lot of people who are very interested in the project just because your dad's involved in it, because he's creating it, because he's behind it. So that's
nice to know.
But yes, really, really incredible. So in terms of your family involvement, I mean, how do you feel like that the rest of your family have sort of settled into this idea of leaving Casa Mia as their legacy? How are they all feeling about that?
Yeah, I think, as we speak about, we are a family business, and everyone's local who's involved in the project, which is important to us. And, we I think when we first started designing the brochures for Casa Mia, Michelle, you know, it was a very family affair in terms of the look and the feel and the vibe and the photos and how we wanted that to be. So it's definitely something that we've all got our hands in, and that we're all very, very much involved. But it's definitely, to us, we feel really privileged that we get to leave a legacy like this. And it's very, very involved with every family member.